Welcome back to another live trading session. Traders, I'm here, your trading coach, who will be doing live trading session here that like every day we do in this live session. And I'm here to trade the market like we do every single day. Market is pretty interesting today. We had two trades entries, and this is a dramatic movement that you can see in the market. We'll be looking for best entry setup, and I would like to see that the members are here, the subscribers are here, traders are here, ready for entry. And we are beginning with this New York session live after our London live here. I would like to see that all members are here before we begin this exclusive live trading session from Forex Trading Wizard Academy that we are doing every single day to trade the market. Let's look at here where the market is heading back. Ready to enter? Let's go. Yes. Good evening. Welcome. Cool. And first of all, before we go, that means before we look for an entry, as usual, what is the currency pairs? So we are looking at XAUUSD now currently, and also if you are looking at anything else like USD JPY or other currency pairs that you're trading, you can let us know. You can have a look at quickly to see where the market is heading. We do more sometimes open currency pairs as well besides XAUUSD. Now, gold that we can see from the daily, the market has. Now I'm going to the technical analysis, and then we will be, as usual, we'll be looking at three candlestick pattern, right? Three important price action, confirmation, three important pillars: technical, fundamental, sentiment. So first of all, I'm going with the technical. Technically speaking, this is a bear market still, right? We are on Friday. This is the high, this is the low, and you can see the market is from the daily on the trend line, right? Simplest way to analyze. Going to the 4 hour, that you can see that there was in fact a head and shoulder that you can see it has formed, and with this head and shoulder formation, the market has entirely broken back below of that head and shoulder, followed by this pull back to the trend line, and you can see another drop. Now the market is again on the trend line, right? On the trend line again. If you like this stream, if you want to progress further for an entry, make sure you like this stream, as if you like it, YouTube algorithm like it will drive further forward in this movement. Thanks for your support, and I'm waiting for 2 seconds so that you can smash the like button on your mobile or on PC. Okay, now I'm looking at this trend line that you can see in also the 1 hour price action. This is the 1 hour market structure that you can see, and this is the 1 hour trend line as well, which is a very important trend line that you can see of this level. Now with this trend line that you can see, this is a key level of resistance that you can see off this level. There is a drop, and now the market can go back to the trend line again, and you can see another drop. If the market go back to the trend line and you drop again, so what we can see here in that area, the market structure is now off this trend line, the price action now breaking out of the trend line. And you want to see an extension of that trend line, extension above this key resistance line. As the market moves from liquidity to liquidity, what you can see that above this level there is a high level of liquidity, and with that liquidity as the market is having, moving above this liquidity zone, above this resistance line. It's Friday, guys. The market is really trending, so we are looking for few entries now. Is still my bias is still bearish. What's your bias? You can let us know, and I'm sharing also a pool. While I'm doing the analysis, you also guys can do a quick analysis and let us know in the pool what is your bias on XAUUSD. What's your bias on XAUUSD? I'm doing posting a poll. So there are two option, bearish and number 2 is bullish. So I've shared the poll here on the chat. I would appreciate if you just press a button here just to let us know what's your bias, and I'm waiting to get more press on that poll, and we'll be then synchronizing the both of this pool and also non-pool, right? Mine or my analysis, your analysis, and we'll be synchronizing, fusing together to make a hybrid analysis for this market to see actually which way we'll be entering the position, right? That's cool. Now here you can see that of this level, this is where the market has moved back to the upside, which is here is the you can see this is a move, and you can see the market is off this level, potentially go back to the resistance line, and it is on the trend line, guys. This is a trend line. This is a higher time frame trend line. That means that 1 hour, and it's a very important key level. It's a very important liquidity zone that you can see. Off that liquidity zone that we are looking at this market to break below, which is a high possibility that the market to revert back. And now this 1 hour price action that I would like to zone out as well, which is a narrow area from the 1 hour perspective. And I'm going to the 15 minutes and the lower time frame to see that where the market is heading. Here's the lower time frame. Now I'm looking at the 1 minute chart, and you can see this is the 1 minute price action here in that area. Okay, so this structure that you can see in this lower time frame, that you can see there is a consolidation pattern of that breaking above can give selling pressure, or breaking below can give buying pressure. Which one we want to go, right? Can you hear me? Okay. I hope they guys can hear. Oh, okay. Thank you very much for confirming. Well done. Welcome. Okay. So here you can see the market is here. This is the 1 hour price action, and in this 1 hour price action here, that the market is ranging in a very smaller range here. If you look at here, this is around 100 pip range that you can see that might be potentially coming for deeper liquidity sweep here in that area. So this is what we are looking at here. All right, so there is a head and shoulder that you can see of this level, and with this head and shoulder, as the market is on this head and shoulder, there is a possibility for the market to, if you look at here, to return down back below in that direction of the trend. And we'll be looking at here selling pressure, and this is the 1 hour price action, Again, I'm looking at the 1 hour price action to see that for us to be able to look for sell, and I am also switching back to higher time frame and lower time frame, higher dimension and lower time dimension. That's how you can switch back and forth, right? You can fly to the sky and come back to the land. So with a higher and lower, that if you look at, which is very important to look at the bigger picture, right? You need to look at always the bigger picture. To see the bigger picture, you need to zoom in and zoom out, and then look at the detailed picture of how you can look at the detailed picture, the clear picture, to see that in fact at what level you should be looking at entry. So now I'm looking at the lower time frame, as we have just looked at the higher time frame, for us to be able to enter. And I want to look at, I guess I got quite a few members here casted a vote saying that 69% bearish so far. You let us all know 31% bullish. So more people are bearish, more traders are bearish. And let's see how the technical analysis says. So the technically so far we have seen the multiple time frame analysis as the trend is down, and I'm still biased in the bearish side. So the technically we found a bearish directional bias, as we'll be looking at from 3 key level, right? Now going to the fundamental and sentiment. All right, so we'll be looking at now with the current negotiation, right, for our trade. So it is very important that you know how to negotiate buyers and sellers. So you can see that there is a with the current, this is the technical aspect that we have discussed. Now we are looking at where the sentiment is going. So you see there is a red folder news just now. Pakistan may announce today the resumption of negotiation between Iran and America. So this is where if you look at, there is a resumption of negotiation, most likely, that we can see on the news. So that is one key news. And if we look at in detail, you can go through the detail of the news, see that, because these are a big factors of the market movement, because when there is a negotiation, there is potential for an outcome. So the market probably trade in one direction. When there is no negotiation and that the war begins, the market goes the other direction. So very important factors. There's another one. Israeli Prime Minister, I think what it was is that Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu underwent treatment for an early stage of prostate tumor. Okay, so this is something medical related, and I think this is what we look at. What else we have? This is a 5 hours, this is not. So we'll be only looking at the news that has at least red or yellow or the orange folder, because there's a lot of news that we cannot look at for every detail. So there are few other factors, and there isn't any data coming up today. If you look at that has done, but the next week is a big week for FOMC and many other things. So at the moment we can see the market trading. What we see that there is one key news here that you can see. One of them is about the negotiation, and Iran announces first Hormuz toll free successfully transferred. So this we have seen that. and delegation heading to Pakistan has ceasefire talks with the US hanging balance. So all right, so quick few news that you can see. So this is a now also the you know, that I remember, I think in 2021 or 2022, you know, there was, I opened a GBPUSD trade. I remember I just opened the trade and I will place the stop loss. Just open the trade. It never happened to me, but that happened once. So because it was so fast that I had to open, the market was moving, and I opened the trade and I will place the stop loss. It took me maybe 3 seconds to place the stop loss, and before this placing the stop loss, the market has gone so fast that it almost took me 25% minus of my account. I'm surprised why this happened. And then I realized that there was, I think, some prime minister have just resigned, maybe in the UK or somewhere, and that entirely took me 25% minus before I just placing the stop loss. So market cares about some of the news that someone resigns or medical treatment or somewhere something happens. So that's why it is so important that always keep eye for all the news that might be influencing the market. So we got at the moment, so far there isn't any significant the data coming, so we'll keep it in our analysis. Now going back to the technical here, we are seeing that the market in the next hour, the previous hour was in a narrow range after this big move. So what does that mean is the market is still, if you look at that, after this previous hourly large bullish move, this hour the market didn't break that high and couldn't create a new higher high. Does that mean the market to trend down again back? The bulls, that means that the buyers are still not very stronger here. So that means still we can expect this market to remain in a downtrend, remain bearish. So we'll be looking at here for possible sell entry from the technical as well as from the fundamental aspect of the market. All right, let's do it. Ready? So I've settled with an analysis for potential bearish. So far, as the market constantly changes, anytime the market structure might change, which is a part of trading, but if it changes, then we will be looking at changed entry. That's how the market is. Welcome. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, of course, of course. Is that okay now, guys? I hope you are, if possible, make a few minutes to stop, please. Okay. Entirely? Okay, I have to stop entirely. Why not possible? We can do everything in terms of music, all right? Not in anything. So we can either turn off or on, no problem. Now, here the market is in this area, the price action. If you look at here, below the support, it's trending down back below. So can you explain right now gold overviewing, please? All right, so gold, we are seeing that this is now in a downtrend, and we are looking at the market to move up for a pullback. You can see there is a significant drop here. Is the stream lagging, or it's my internet fault? I would, in my side, it's going on. Can anyone confirm that his stream is lagging? It should not be lagging more than 2 to 3 seconds. So I see that the market price ranging in around trading around 4697.7066. You guys can see the same level of price now at 4698. So in that range. So if you see that the price is there, probably you are in the same page. Now the price action, you see that of this level, it's trying to break below, but you see that I don't want to trade in a falling market. Instead, we want to trade in a market that is in a pullback. Yes, thank you very much. So there is, you can see that the market is in a downtrend, and it's coming down here, and we may see that further lowering of this move, and so we need a pullback. There is a dip here now. You can see that it's break below. It is broken back below. This is the recent level of support. I'm not entering in the middle. You want to see the market has done enough pullback, and then we can look for that entry. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. So here the market, if you understand now, thank you. Okay. So off this level, if you look at from this high here, there is a one single move. The market is, if you look at here, it's directly started to move down, and even we haven't opened any position here yet. But the market, if we look at that, it's maintaining the downtrending market structure. And if you look at the 1 hour, that 12 minutes, this candle closing, and after break of this high, it's now on this level here at this support where there is a liquidity. You can see that from this 1 hour, there is a break of structure back to the upside, and this move might be a false breakout, that you can see the price now started to trend back down. So this is a potentially, this is, you can see that this is the 15 minutes fair value gap, right? Fair value gap is important because this was the imbalance. Now, because the market in this fair value gap, we want to take that gap after a pullback. So we want to see the pullback here for us to be able to look for the entry in that area. See that where the market is potentially be heading. We don't know how far it will be pullback, or either it will be a no, but this is our entry criteria. We don't want to sell a directly falling market. I guess we can raise a little bit music. I'm bullish. Okay. So you are bullish. You are trying to buy from the bottom. That's fine. It can be bullish. The market is currently is falling. So probably we will be able to look for entry along the way. But I'm waiting for a confirmation for entry, because you can't trade on just a falling market here. Okay, so you can see that this is a very extended leg of this. Now I'm focusing on this single move, and you can see that of this single move, the market will be looking at a pullback because the market has overextended back below, and you want to see that deeper pullback. Especially the golden issue will be a good one, that with this movement, so 61.8% or in that area. So the 1 hour price action, and going up can provide us a possible sell opportunity here. About using a pending order. So I'll be placing here a sell stop order. This is going to be a pending order, not by market. So it's going to be a sell stop, and sell stop order at this level. I will be placing a sell stop at below 4692. So at 4692. The market is almost there. Below this level, we'll be keeping it here if the market breaks below. So we'll be looking at 4692 point. I'll keep at 92.20. Stop loss will keep above this high and TP target below. If the market breaks below, we are on the trade. So stop loss at 4699.76. So the sell stop place here for this possible downside movement here in this area. So we're almost at the end of this 1 hour candle close, and for our price action has dropped to this support, and what we can see the lower time frame, if the market breaks below, will be on the trade for this possible sell zone here. So it start to bounce back up here, and see, this is a false breakout or a complete breakout. Usually a stronger breakout accompanied by, so if you look at that here, 1 hour price action has just closed, and that 1 hour candlestick pattern is closing here, that the market has tested this lower shadow. Okay, so you can see the market has reached that the neckline of this previous resistance, which is turning support, and to see that if this market is eventually breaking back here to the major direction of the trend here. So we can see there is a long wick candlestick pattern. There is so usually what we have seen, that a big drop back below. They're expecting the market to continue its trend. So our pending order here on this move for the sell stop, and we're getting some reaction of that resistance line. Now if you look at this, there was a significant selling pressure here that we have seen, followed by this deep drop, followed by this pullback. And if we look at the Fibonacci again, we are looking to see the market has reached that 61.8% Fibonacci pullback. So this is also, there's another liquidity sweep that we can see in that area. And that might be followed by potential reaction of that price level. And if you look at that, the price action, there's a big drop, pullback, and looking for the market to continue to the direction of the trend. So we'll keep the pending order at the same level for the market to potentially come down if the price breaks below here. That looking to see the price action continue to trend back in the direction of the major trend. And 1 hour, if you look at that, this is the 1 hour price action where there is a narrow red doji that might be showing up the price action to because there is a, if you look at here, there is a liquidity sweep here with a big green candle. There's another one here. There's quite a few big green candles. So the overall trend is down. So the market they're expecting to remain in the major direction of the trend. That means to the bearish side in that area. All right, so we are looking to see the market movement of this level. And it's maintaining that trend. So there's a 5 minutes, if you look at here, a red bearish engulfer on the 5 minutes. And that bearish engulfer may here putting the price back down below in the direction of the trend. So if the price drop here below, we will be on the sell side here in this market. So it's a sell stop. That means that pending order at that level. So it reached to the double top of this key zone here, and there might go for a sideway movement here, and so the 1 hour price action that you can see here, this is where okay, it reached to a zone where there is a double top. Looking forward to see that the market to form the double top, and then to potentially to maintain this trending direction here, to see that where the long-term move the market might take. There's a 5 minute candle close with a narrow body in this area. So 30 minutes price action here, after this previous long week candlestick pattern, the market now there was a long week here. It still didn't feel that full long week, and that is where looking to see that the market to, if you look at, this is where there's a gap open, the market left an imbalance, and now it's the weekend, the market trend might maintain different directional bias, but we will be looking to see here where it is heading down. This is where there is a stronger liquidity sweep that we can see, and looking forward to see the market to show its direction clearly here in this area. Alrighty, so here is what we are at the moment, and constantly moving from the time frame and with endless indicators breakout test. Okay, already took place in the London. Okay, there's a, if you look at the market, it's on the last day of trading week, and here if you look at this market structure from the intraday, this is where the 4-hour candlestick pattern also forming, and the long-term picture in this market is bearish, and I think still the market to remain in the major direction of the flow. That means in the major direction of the trend here, but let's see that where the price action is potentially be heading over the long term that we can see. If you look at the 30 minutes here, that and the 1 hour, and the 4 hour. So quite a few sessions the market that there is a volume in this price action, and the volume is important to look at. So if you look at, there was a big drop happen to this level, and so there was a selling here. The markets reached that level. Welcome. Had quite a few feedback. 4693.92. 46. Let's see that. Once the market, confirm the bias, that means the directional bias here, you can look for that. So the price has reached to neckline of this previous drop. So you can see that there was a drop. Market has reached that zone where it tested this. This is an potentially an order block, and it needs to reverse back to see that the market trend maintaining its downward move for the possibility to maintain its downtrend. Because if you look at the 1 hour move, there was a big move happen earlier, and then followed by the market has come back to a zone where it reached an area. So can you check RSI on 15 minutes? 15 minutes RSI. Now, usually, if we look at too many indicators, that might confuse us, but I can look at. So if we look at the 15-minute chart on RSI, it's overbought. All right. So on the 15 minutes here, at the moment, it's just crossing the near to the overbought. And is there any divergence? Not yet. So looking at that level on RSI, I will be mostly focusing on the divergence, if there is anything here in that area, if there is any divergence. Are you trading any specifically about the RSI? So you can see this is the middle, the neutral point. The price is above that level. It reached few times to the overbought and above the overbought, and now the market is in that zone. So the RSI divergence is what we can look at if it appears. Right, so if the RSI creates a divergence, that's where we want to specifically look at in this market. Our sell stop gone too far, but if the market, if you look at here, if it failed to create a higher high, and I'm still willing to keep the pending order at that level, because the overall trend in the market is in a bearish direction. So as of this level, there you can see the 5-minute candle getting a possible reaction of that. The 15 minutes price action and the 30 minutes candlestick pattern. So the 30 minutes candlestick pattern is also important, because if you look at, there is a bearish candle with a long wick, and that with this one here is important to see that if that one is also coming to fill this zone, as you see there is a gap open and the market has not tested that gap of that level. So here, this is possibly forming head and shoulder. Just took another sell entry on M1 Fibonacci level. Okay. Market might remain in a consolidation here. That can happen to move the market. And also there's a 4-hour candle close coming. Now the 4-hour candle close is important to see how the candle is going to close, because it's a downtrending market, and in the downtrending market the price action to remain in that direction. So what you can see here, traders, this is also a head and shoulder, and in that head and shoulder, that there was a previously drop. So I was considering this move that happened in the past, so when we started our session, and the market has pulled back to that, almost to the neckline, so that to eventually trade. I'm still not on the trade here for this live session, but I had running trade in the past in another strategy, but here in this live session we're looking to see that the market to to confirm its continuation of this downtrend in that area. All right, cool. As you can see, there is a rejection of this level. It's Friday, so we are looking to see some significant move in this NY session, and also later. As you can see, Friday is a big trading day because of the weekend closure, and the market really shows significant move in NY session as well. Please don't close the stream. Close today, sir. Wait for a few more time today. Okay, yeah, absolutely. I'm here, guys. With all of you, will be trading till the end of those trades. Thanks for your confirmation. Here we are looking at for if you look at the market structure, showing that the trend might continue back here. I'm looking at the 1 minute chart now and staying at this time frame. Now we see that break of this structure of that level, and with this break of this structure, this is a support level that you can see the market to if you look at below this level, there is a liquidity, right? The market most likely, when breaks below, most likely will come back to the liquidity zone, and will be open the sell entry of that, with the fact that if the market breaks here, that to continue its potentially long-term downtrend back down here. And thank you for liking the stream. Make sure you like the stream and also subscribe to the channel. Please don't close stream. Close today, sir. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that. And if you look at traders in this area here, that you can see the market is in this downtrend, right? We saw there was a consolidation and an entire break below, followed by another consolidation, and the market has shown another bearish momentum here back below, and it dropped to this now at this level. It is our block. 5 minutes chart that looking at to see the overall the direction of the trend. Now, when you see the market from this level, from this support, the price has reached that key, drop to this, and it extended below. Okay, so the pending order below this level here. All right, so we will be looking at this market to eventually break below, and if it breaks below, we will be looking at the sell entry. So maintaining its downtrend here. So if you look at, there is candle close here, and off this level as back-to-back two bearish price action in that zone, that looking to see the price action how reacting. And now if you look at that market trend, is this still, for me, is this still significantly bearish? So we may see the market to continue to trend in that area, and see that how the price action. Entry here below this level, and I place the my trade here, traders on. So I am on with this entry here on this move, and I am placing my stop loss here for this trade at that level. So the trade is active, the pending order is active. It's a tight stop loss 4699.87, and we'll be placing the TP target as it is. So I'm just placing my stop loss properly for 699.87. If you look at, this is a sell entry running in, and the TP here at 4680. We'll keep that on. So 4680.78 is my TP here. Okay, so we place the 4680 at that level, the TP, and we see there is a liquidity sweep around this area. And here I'm looking at the market. There is a gap open, and looking for the market structure to show its directional bias. Now the price action below this support area on this lower time frame, and on the trade. The stop loss above this high, it's a very tight stop loss, but looking forward to see the market to trend in that direction. Are you guys joining this trade with me? So NY equities is open now. Volume will take us down now. When big volume comes, then always stick to the trend. That's the key, guys. Keep in mind that this is the biggest trading secret they will know. The market volume can take the market to the upside or to the downside. The key here is to look at how the system of trading, right? The market is very, very unpredictable, but keeping a confidence, keep the confidence on your strategy is very important, that the market will go in your favor, but at the same time keeping the risk management. So two paradoxes, right? Keeping in mind that both can come true like that. That's a very, very important, and that's where the trader's brain is sometimes difficult to grasp. Thank you very much. So I'm holding this trade. This is a very tight stop loss. Even if it goes to stop loss, this is only 75 pips. Sometimes maintaining a very smaller stop loss is harder because the market really need to breathe along. But I'm still okay with that because the risk will be less. I'm not going to move the stop loss. we're just we are on the trade, and that's gone, potentially be stop loss. So today is stop loss day. That's fine. We still have some more trade to take, but that's fine. We had back to back few trades stop loss, but that's fine. We are looking at how many pip here. Probably we could, like, it's only 75 pip. Win rate is still intact. Got a bigger win in the past. Okay, so it bounced off our entry. We just entered. Okay, that's happened right now. Let's see that. What we can see, the market has reached our entry, took us out of the trade, and bounced back to the upside. It's a part of trading, guys. This happens. Now, when it happens now. We need to look at further entry for this trade to give us back again. Right now, looking at here, this is the 1 hour price action. Are you going to see a trend change? Let's look at, guys, here. If you look at the 4 hour here, you can see that 19 minutes time this 4 hour candle is closing. Now, before this candle close, the market might go to retest this daily high. I'm still biased in the bearish mode. However, is there any breaking news here? Okay, cool. That's it. Thank you very much. And the market of this support is now slowly breaking back to the upside here. It's an entirely break above of this level. Now the price of this support has reached this resistance line if you closely look at it, and you can see that this is a 4-hour price action, which is showing that at the end of the day it is possible for this market to have another wave of bounce. Now looking at the weekly here, that we can see the price has reached to that weekly support. What I think that at the end of the week the market might be going to this level here for a deeper pullback, and that pullback can create new trading opportunity. And what I think the price still that we could see that rejection. So if the market goes to any of this extreme area of resistance level, we are looking at selling in that area. Okay, so with this break back to the upside of this level, it reached that resistance line, and where the market might go up and then can continue to drop back down here. See that where it is heading. Let's look at here if we can look for entry, because the market in a very critical zone, and this candlestick pattern that you can see on the 4-hour, it's a straight bounce from this support, and that candlestick pattern is has broken quite a few sessions high. So it has a volume in it, it has liquidity. The only thing that we need to make sure that this price action again getting a reversal of that, or it's going even up further. Until we see the confirm that reversal, we'll be waiting for the market to show up. Okay, so you can see there is a reaction of this long wick, and we are looking at in this level the market to eventually break that low and then to create a new lower low. Here's the market structure. If you look at after this big long green candle, the price action might here eventually come to this support area here where there is a higher area of balance. This is what I'm looking at here, guys, with the 4-hour close for the market to eventually if we see that, because the price, you can see there is one move, the price has gone back again, potentially creating a double top, or rejection of this higher price might bring this market back below to this support. I'm deleting the RSI indicator. We'll be looking at once we need it. Thank you very much. News today, there isn't any red folder news, but there might be some breaking news can happen. News today, yep, thank you very much, might be trend reversal. I wouldn't consider still trend reversal, guys. If you look at, you know, a trend cannot be reversed instantly. It takes time to reverse a trend. If you look at the current this might be current geopolitical influence that the market might be moving in that way, but this is a pullback, which is a natural rhythm in the market. The market is a combination of everything, right? The technical, fundamental, geopolitics. It's a complete set of movement that you can find in the market that happens all the time. So now here the price action, you can see that it reach a zone as the 4-hour candle close coming, that I would keep it as an important area of balance. And I think that you can see this is a head and shoulder is being formed, and I will keep another position open here. It will be sell by market, and I would like to keep my stop loss a little higher here. And this is a notion that 123 pips stop loss, the same this. If this price action, if this market failed to create a higher high, which could see that, and if it happens, then I will be looking for a bigger move here. In that case, we might see the next candle to come back below to this 4-hour support here, and that's gonna be pretty big move. If it happens, then we want to see that, hold on to that move, and we can take in that case 250 pip if the market successfully drop down back below here. So I'm looking at here a sell entry by market, keeping a gap here in that area, and this is going to be 114 or 120 pips stop loss. We'll see that where it is heading. And I'm also opening sell. This time I'm increasing my risks to little higher, that means 0.5% extra, just so that we can secure the previous 2 trades. So I have opened a sell, and also I have shared the same trade in the premium group as well. For those who are trading with me, you can look at that. And here that I'm looking at, so if you look at that market structure here in this area, from this high, the price action to eventually return down back below with the 4-hour candle close. And I'm sell, I'm short. Let me know, guys, if you are on this trade or if you are planning to open. And this is a sell trade that we are opening for another one. So market reverse, I think can happen, but I wouldn't, because I always keep my trade in the direction of the trend. That means the major trend. So if you look at the daily here, daily trend is down. Make sure, guys, keep a very smaller risk. All right, my nice moves there. Okay, should keep a smaller risk, and because if this market successfully continue to drop back down here, we could see that straight drop down. There is a double top. Now if this double top is a reversal pattern, you could see that coming down. And you know what, if this market reverse, that I'm looking at gold to coming here, okay, at this level, but my TP is well above. So in that case, you know, I'm looking at in this trade to take 260 pip. Let's keep hope for it, but you know, with the risk management, there is a, this might be, you know, with this drop, this might be, you know, false breakout, and then could come back, go there again, and then come back. So 4-hour candle close is really crucial, because with this candle close, all right, this green candle, you can see it cross quite a few candles high. The chances for a downward movement is very high here, because it triggers that massive liquidity here, and that's the reason for this trade. Because if it reverse off this level, you can look at this price action continue to fall back down to the weekly low, right? So that's how trading is. You need to keep an edge and then hold it for as much as you can, like a breath. Okay, so you are looking at here now, reach that level, and I will not be hesitant to move if needed the stop loss a little higher, because with the 4-hour close, as I mentioned, the market to pull back at least to lower, and that is where you will be able to see that how the market moves. So I will just move the stop loss a little higher here, and this is a high probability move. So 4721.20 that I will move my stop loss. Might increase a little bit of risk, but that's fine. So 4721.20. All right, so I'm moving my stop losses there. So sending the same move here. All right, so let's see that where it is heading, and 4-hour price action that you can see the candle closing on the 4-hour chart as well, which is a green candlestick pattern. So if it goes up for wick fill to the upside, this might be a different story. So the downward pressure might be higher, and I'm on it and looking forward to see the market to trend in that direction of this major trend here. Cool. Are you in the sell trade? Yes, I'm on a sell trade. I'm on a sell trade. Momentum is bullish. We'll see that the trend is bearish, the long-term trend, and as I mentioned, if this market goes up, it might go up to a lot, but if it breaks down, that I'm looking at here at the support. And our bet always in the direction of the trend, right? As a trader, always in the direction of the trend. That's what we are looking at here in this market. So far we can see some kind of movement in that area. Breakout. Breakouts. Let's see that where it is heading. Okay, it's getting that reaction, and this is what I'm waiting for. If the market breaks, that's gonna be, guys, a complete break potentially to this order block here. If it successfully breaks the low, and that's my edge here. If it breaks out, then probably gonna create a new higher high, and it might just take us, and I'm okay with that, right? That's the part of trading. Okay, I'm out. So we're almost 120, 30 pip. It had a breakout, and it still can have a possible downtrending market movement here in this area. So if we look at that level, you can see that it just triggered and then potentially be coming for a deeper pullback, or it's weakened, so might be going for entirely a reversal movement here. If it does, we'll look at that here. probably I will not be entering today any more positions, as I had three losing trade in a row, so which is back to back, but that's fine. I will be looking for next trade to, because I need only one trade to recover that. We had 4 days of winning, 1 days of losing, and that's we trade as a part of. But you know that I also trade with automated system. For those who are in the group, you can see that on the premium group, that has a very high win rate. That's why I always rely on my strategy that trades me for myself, which is that we can maintain a high win rate. But if you look at here, we had 4 days in 8 sessions, right? 5 days 10 sessions live. All right, so we had in 5 days 10 session, we had 4 days in 8 session continuous win, and 1 day in 2 session we had a losing trade. So that means our win rate is over 80%. That's what we need to focus on, right? Can't win every single day, but and sometimes it becomes manually difficult to maintain the risk management. That's why I always tell you guys that all the tools available here in the academy to manage the risk accordingly, and I'm using those to calculate the lot size and to keep the consistency, so that we can even turn a losing trade into a winning trade when needed. So here is, if you look at that, it might just keep pushing higher, and I'm not entering anymore here at the moment, because the market has broken the structure. It might be a reversal, because Friday is very unpredictable day, a very volatile day, and because the market reversed sometime, and I wouldn't consider it still a full reversal, because you can see that here from the daily, every day the market is maintaining this series of lower high, where the price is approaching this key daily resistance line, and with this approaching that key daily resistance line, it might have an entirely a reversal move below. Which strategy are you using? So if you are in the premium group, you should be able to see that strategy and all the details that I'm discussing. Thank you. If you're not on the premium group, you can we do take members from this live session. Now the premium is full, so we'll be looking for some more time to wait for that to happen. All right, so here the market has entirely broken above, and I'll be patient here, guys. The market is really crazy now at the moment. It's because if you look at that with the current the Middle East war, that is the big fuel in the market, and the oil price has this session has created a downward spike, and we can see that gold is reflecting with an upward spike here, but that might bring that market to what I think that this is a potential pullback, and that might take that price above any of this daily resistance, and then could start to reverse again back. So we'll be waiting for the next session to continue. We are on NY session, and probably in the middle or at the end of the investigation you see the market to have a reversal move. And I really hesitate to trade against the trend. If you look at the trend is up, right? The daily trend is down, the lower time frame trend is up. So now if we sell here, then we are going against this intraday time frame. If you're buying, then you are going against the higher time frame. So we'll be waiting for the colliding the both time frame together so that you can enter accordingly. All right, let's have a music and then we will be looking at the next entry point. At the moment I'm looking at better opportunity but not entering at the moment. We'll be waiting to see how the market is reacting. I think the price will still go down in this session. I based it on the downtrend Fibonacci retracement. Okay, so you see that this move that on gold is for me You see, this is a entirely, we can draw a trend line, and very cleanly we can see that market of this trend line has entirely broken back to the upside, right? So which is above this key level. Now the breakout that you can see is sometime when the market, you see that whenever the market reach this kind of trend line, the price drop, so you can only think of coming down off this trend line. Now this is a one standalone buy candle that you can see here at that level, and therefore of that standalone buy candle, the market may move that back below here. So it is pretty bigger long wick candle. All right, so students, teacher is closing, and that's fine. We can have, we can't consider, just a day of trading. We need to look at the overall the week. If you look at the week, that's not a very, very, very small week, and just one day. I based it on the downward Fibonacci retracement in 1 hour time frame. Okay, do you think it's gonna break below here? And I'm looking at here in this area that the market to reverse transparency. Of course, why not? We all if you are trading, like for a 1 month, probably if you are a complete new, you might think that that trading. But if you are trading for more than 1 month, then you know that it's a part of game. But you need to look at the overall, right? Overall, how the market really doing. So a day of trading can come that may not go in your favor, but that's not all about it. You need to look at the bigger picture. So we can head, I think 4 days ago also one losing trade, and the next one I got it back. If it breaks below 470, do you think it will go down? Where the market is, what I think that if you look at the daily and also the weekly, I don't want to consider that this is an entirely a reversal. It might be potentially going back here, and if at the moment the market is very, I would say that entirely waiting for a clear directional bias. If we see that it's waiting for entirely clear directional bias, and if you see that the market is waiting for a clear direction, we have to be cautious of news. Pakistan talks. Yes, basically if you look at these are some of the, usually you see that with this. Now if you looked at when I was trading during the Russia-Ukraine war, I think you guys also, many of you probably traded that time. I was doing live during that time also. I'm trading live for a very long period of time, if you guys know that. So during the Russia-Ukraine war, if you look at that, gold was pretty volatile, going back to the upside constantly. But this war is different. This war, because there is an energy involved in it, the oil price. That time also oil price gone up. With this war, when the war is escalating, the oil price is going up, gold price is coming down. Now when you see that, when there is a more room for negotiation and ceasefire, oil is coming potentially bearish and gold is becoming bullish. So if you look at here, you can see that it's reflecting in the market, right? See the past two sessions, oil is big red candle. Now this session as well is still in a bearish mode, and gold is just mirroring it, right? Previous session a big green candle, followed by this session as well. We can see the market is creating that pattern here. So therefore, for us to be able to trade, of course we need to look at what is happening with the market, with the geopolitics, right? Gold level now is at yesterday's high and little lower than Wednesday's high. Yes, so also if you look at, I'd like to delete all those lines so that you can see the clear picture. If you look at this overall, now from here, you see that except this day, every day the market is maintaining series of lower high. So because there is a breakout, the chances for this market to go here to this, the previous daily liquidity zone, is higher. Now if the market, lower high, we can see lower high. If the market goes and break that 4753, goes to that zone where there is a higher area of value, a very higher chance for this market to have a reaction. Now this is the zone at the moment, because it has shown that stronger bullish confluence. I'll be waiting to see how the market really react. All right, this is, there's one in the first few minutes that move happened, right? If you look at the 30 minutes, you'd see that it's a pretty long weekend. So with this 30 minutes close, still you can expect a weak fill here, and if that weak fill happen, you can expect even further upside here in that area. And looking to that for the market structure to go up. and give us that entry. Can we close? And we need a very clean signal of that for this cell. Could you say that high area of value is filling gaps, lower highs, filling previous levels? No, this is if you look at there's a trend line break. Okay, now you can see that this is the 1 hour trend line which has a complete trend line break. And with this trend line break that you can see in that area, so you can see this is a resistance here, a drop, resistance, drop, resistance, drop, resistance, drop. So the market, if you look at here, had a trend line break. Okay, now with this trend line break, as the market has broken out of this trend line, there is a bounce of this level. And usually the market, if reverse after such a big trend line break, it should be coming to retest that trend line again as a support before it, if it wants to change the direction of the trend. And there is a daily high here, right? So because the market has almost reached the previous daily high, the good level here now to wait to see if it goes in fact back to retest the daily high, right? And if it goes back to retest the daily high, which is where the important zone that we can look at in this area. So it is possible for this market to go again further. So I'm not looking at entry until we see the market has managed to break this high. It still can be bullish, but I'm neither be going long, is because the overall trend here is bearish. So this is my today's plan. Later, if the market cross this high, I will straight be looking for sell off this level, keeping stop loss nearly to 100 pip above, and we'll be targeting here maybe 200 pip nearly there. If the market goes there today, this is my trading plan for the next few hours of trading. And we had completed 10 live trading session every day, twice, except one day I missed, probably can't remember, I think I missed one day, but almost every day. Next week is a big week. Why? Monthly close, and also coming up FOMC, and we would like to scale up this growth of consistent trading with all of you guys every single day. Now each week we take some members in the premium group, especially on Friday's live session, from this live session. Okay, now we had really heaps number of members already, and I'd like to give the real trading system to them who are trading with me. Unfortunately, this week all the positions are closed, and we had over thousands of members trading with me in the premium group, and it's really difficult to keep track of all the details, because my goal here is to help every member who are here. So this week unfortunately there is no position available to join the premium group, but hopefully that next week at some point we'll get some position once we will remove some of the old members who are not available in the mentorship anymore. So till that, I hope that you guys enjoying the weekend and have a good day. I'll see you there again trading live. Until that, stay well, stay happy.